Next tonight, his father died at the age of 37 and he lost his uncles too. For 2 decades, Tony Farrugia from Cambridgeshire has been calling on the government for compensation. His family are among thousands of victims who died from infected blood transfusions back in the 1980s. Today, the Prime Minister apologised for the scandal, but an inquiry into the deaths has been labelled a whitewash. Neil Bradford has the story.
It is a symbol of their suffering, but it barely hints at the pain felt by Mark Ward and Tony Farrugia. This morning, the campaigners delivered a wreath to the Department of Health as a report was published into the contaminated blood scandal.
What I'd like to see done by David Cameron is that
Tony Farrugia, who's 43 and from St Neots in Cambridgeshire, is speaking publicly for the first time. His father, a haemophiliac, died from HIV after receiving contaminated blood. 2 of his uncles, also haemophiliacs, died in the same way.
I knew that my father had died of AIDS and that my uncle had died of AIDS and my other uncle had died of Hep C. But we were never fully aware of the full scale of what had gone on. We were told by my dad's consultant to never talk of it, to just go away and forget it ever happened, which is what we done. We didn't talk of it until now.
Thousands were infected through NHS blood products in the 1970s and 80s. A report into cases in Scotland today concluded that few things could have been done differently. It prompted an angry response from victims and their families. But there was an apology from the Prime Minister and the promise of compensation.
I would like to say sorry on behalf of the government for something that should not have happened.
Mark Ward from Letchworth in Hertfordshire was infected as a child. Now living with AIDS, he campaigns on behalf of other victims.
You can't undo the harm, the hurt, the destroyed lives, and that's what has happened here. Lives have been destroyed. I don't believe justice has been done today.
My main concern...
Tony Farrugia says his family was torn apart by the scandal. He believes victims need help as well as answers.
We've lost our family. They can't bring our family back. But what they can do is put measures in place so that we're not going to see the same demise of our family over many other families across the UK.
For both men, the fight for justice is far from over. Neil Bradford, BBC Look East, Central London.